Well, hi everyone. Right now, well, I don't think that it's actually necessary to explain to you about where the hell am I right now. You know, it's completely unnecessary, but I don't think it's wrong either. So I'm just gonna tell you about the condition where I'm in right now. Well, I'm unfortunately, in a quiet, crowded place. It's not really a shopping mall or a market. It's just at the edge of the street, but it's still enough for me to record myself speaking. So here I am. I'm gonna do a monologue for I don't know how long, probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Well, tonight I'm gonna be talking about, recently I was learning about cloud computing, which specifically I'm going to be using for machine learning or data science or artificial intelligence. So I want to share to you about my experience using a cloud computing, which is a whole different world, I would call it. So I'm using AWS, Amazon Web Service, and the reason behind of that, well, it's quite simple. I believe that Amazon Web Service, or a lot of people call them AWS, is the best service. Well, I don't know if it's actually the best one, but I believe that it's a platform that has the most users. So if many people use that, I think it's best for you if you use that too. So you can share and work with more people. So yeah, I chose that. I learned AWS specifically for machine learning already for a month. I guess it's, 6 weeks. So my first step was I took a course in Udemy. So there's this guy from India. I believe that he is specialized in AWS, so he has a lot of courses related to AWS. And he also had a course about machine learning in AWS. So I just took the course, and there's a discount. It's amazing. He's a great teacher. So he's explaining about the main, if you know about AWS, it has a lot of applications. It has a lot of, what is it? Application. Yeah, it has a lot of surface, right? So the main surface for machine learning or data science or AI is SageMaker. Probably I'm just going to call it machine learning. I'm not going to say AI or data science anymore. I'm just gonna compile that into one term, which is machine learning. So the main source or the main surface is SageMaker. So he explained about SageMaker first, but first of all he just introduced about AWS and why is it amazing basically, and why is it important that you learn such thing. And then he explained about something that is quite essential, I believe, for any AWS user, which is IAM policy and users. Well, basically, it's just, it's a basic thing. It's just like introducing to you your username and password. It's just like you're playing video games and you have a new character. And obviously, you need to know about your character, right? So, policy and role in AWS is equal to your character in the video games. Damn, man, it's just too loud. I'm sorry about that. But like I said, a role and policy is equal to your character in video games. Well, if you want to know more about that, why don't you just, search it up? I believe that it's going to be worth it. Anyway, he explained about that, and to be honest with you, it's a topic that even today, I guarantee you that I don't understand quite well. It's just I believe that it's something that AWS engineer, which is, like a pure engineer, not really specified in machine learning. They are the people that need to understand really deeply about this topic. And I'm not, I just need to understand certain things, which is more general.
You lost control.
So that's the thing.
It's not like you don't get
As the introduction, and then after that he moved to explaining about SageMaker, and also about some of the algorithms that only exists in SageMaker or AWS, and explain about, he showed some demonstration on how to use those algorithms, and I'm gonna name you some of the algorithms. So there is Deep AR, which is an evolution that is made by Amazon from LSTM. So LSTM, it's a time series algorithm, and Amazon decided to improve that a little bit. It's Deep AR, and then they also have blazing text for NLP. What else? Random cut forest, Random cut forest is an algorithm that is used for detecting an anomaly in your data. So you have a bunch of data and you want to know which data that is wrong. You're not supposed to use this for training your model. So you need to know about that so you can use this algorithm. And basically this algorithm is something that is developed from decision tree. So it's quite interesting, right? Because decision tree, you can use that for classification and regression. And you know what? Classification, well, detecting anomaly is also classification, but it's not, detecting anomaly is more specific, right? So I just think that it's quite interesting. And, the guy or my teacher, I'm sorry that, it's not a form of disrespect, I believe, but yeah, I forgot his name. It's not some white man familiar name, it's an Indian name, so it's hard for me to remember his name. But he's a great guy. He's a good teacher too. He explained about the way the algorithm works, and I need to learn more about that. Maybe read some documentation and maybe watch his lecture again. And also there is XGBoost, which is surprisingly an algorithm that Amazon is so proud of. So it just made me curious. So is Amazon the one who created that algorithm? Yeah, it just made me wonder. So he explained about some of the algorithms and the way it works, the theory behind of that, and also some demonstrations. So he has a whole GitHub page dedicated for this course, which is, I believe, something essential. Yeah. And then he also explained about another AI surface. This one is easier to be used. It's just like using your camera in your phone. Like, you don't need to know about, the user interface. Like in any smartphone, even if you never used that before, when you want to use the camera from that phone, you just know how to use that immediately, right? So all of this surface, it's easy to use, okay? So he just introduced about that. But also something that is quite important, I believe, is how to connect this surface to your SageMaker. So later on, you can use automatically just by using your program, right? You write a program, and then after that maybe you connect that with your application, and then that application is connected because of your program connected to a certain surface that AWS has. So this surface, I'm gonna name you some that I remember. Well, it's TextRack, and also what else? Yeah, TextRack is the only surface that I remember. It's quite funny. So they have a bunch of surfaces. He explained about that. And what else? Yeah, he explained about, maybe you don't need to use, maybe you don't want to use an algorithm that is built within SageMaker. So you want to use your own algorithm that is coming from PyTorch, for example, or maybe TensorFlow, or maybe scikit-learn. you can do that too by writing a script and then running that script in your SageMaker. And then finally, explaining how to deploy that. Yeah, I believe that's it. That's the whole courses, right? I completed the course. I don't know, it's just like 3 weeks. And then I want to know more. So I was looking for more information about SageMaker because I believe that this is like the basic. This is something that you need to use all the time if you want to be a data scientist specified as AWS user. You're gonna use SageMaker all the time, right? So, I'm looking for some tutorial or maybe some examples. I found a GitHub page that is made by AWS engineers themselves, and guess what? It's too many. It's too many. It's just what is thought from the course. It's too little. It's not even the introduction, so it just made me wonder, like, it's just too much, right? So, and the problem that I had right after that is you don't know where should you go, because obviously it's a bunch of files, right? A bunch of text, and it's not really a courses or maybe a book that really explains to you that this is the next thing that you need to do. That's not what happened. So, where am I supposed to go from here? I don't know. And also they have developer guide, which is more confusing. It's just like 5,000 pages. Like, what the hell is that? So that's the thing that I was facing. And right now I'm having problem with my AWS account. So the problem that I'm having, which is quite weird, right? So they were asking me for my credit card statement, which is something that I'm quite unfamiliar. So they were asking me about that, and also they were asking that in that statement they need my address. So I couldn't find it. So they gave me a warning, and also my account is being freeze right now. So I can get into my account, I can log in, but the problem is I'm not gonna be able to use any service. So yeah, that's the problem that I'm facing. Like, I don't know what to do, man. Let's be honest. Maybe I'm gonna make a new account, but the problem, if I made a new account, I'm gonna use my credit card in that new account, which means AWS or Amazon will know that that was me. So that account is also not going to be able to be used. Well, it's just a vicious cycle. Like, I don't know what to do, right? I don't know what to do now. Yeah, that's it. That's the first 6 weeks experience using AWS. I don't know what take that you can take from my explanation, but anyway, I hope if you are interested, you find a way to master it. Anyway, have a good day.